I figured out how to get my Honda Snowblower up and down stairs. It's a 28-inch tracked model. I will show you exactly how to do that, exactly how you too can get your Honda up and down stairs. I needed to do it because I've got some big decks. We occasionally get some big heavy snowfalls. We're here in northern Colorado near Steamboat Springs. And I need to get some of that heavy snow sometimes off the deck so it can't do any damage to the deck by accumulating during the winter. So I'll show you exactly how to do it. It does work. Not the sort of thing you'd want to do every day, I don't think, because even with what I'm going to show you, it's not as easy as running that snowblower on level ground, that's for sure. But it works, and here goes with how to do it. I didn't mention it, but we also need to clear the decks here occasionally because we host weddings and events here, and sometimes the couples want to use the decks in the winter. The stairs I need to get up are about 10 feet long, and so I bought 2 sets of Harbor Freight ramps, aluminum ramps. Each one of them is about 6.5 feet long. What I'm going to do is bolt 2 of the Harbor Freight ramps together to cover my 10-foot distance. Before I did that, I wanted to see if they worked, in their intended form without modifications. And so here it goes. I thought they worked okay, but the traction wasn't great. Not a lot of snow on those tracks, and still you can see them slipping a little bit. I did get it up in the truck bed, but it wasn't super comfortable doing that. I was not optimistic when I went to try this on a set of snowy stairs. These are the unmodified ramps, and it's going nowhere. There's just not enough traction. This is the top side of the Harbor Freight ramps without any modification. These little circles are meant to give the traction, but the lugs on the Honda's tracks just don't have anything to grab onto. I will show you the solution to that. I found a partial solution to the traction problem just by accident when I flipped over the ramp, the lower section of the ramp, the part that'll go on the bottom of the stairs, so I could bolt it to the upper section. By the way, I used 4 bolts and a couple of fender washers, both on the top and the bottom on each bolt, to hold those together. That worked fine. But what I found is in flipping over that bottom section just so I could bolt it together, I looked at this and said, well, you know what, I bet the grippers, the lugs on that track on the Honda could have something to grab onto there. And that actually turned out to be the case, that the tracks grip that kind of molded surface on the bottom of the ramp pretty well. That left the upper section of the track, which is right side up, and just had those little holes that wouldn't have any traction. So what I did is I used those holes to add some studs. I used some 3/8-inch hardware. I've got the exact hardware I used in the description, but I just got some studs sticking up from there, and that gives the track something to grab onto. It actually worked really well. You'll see that it gives those tracks plenty of traction to get up the stairs. And at the top of the ramp, I still have the little lip that fits over the truck bed or the top stair. So that's how the whole thing is going to look to climb the stairs. Here's a close-up so you can see how those studs look when they're installed, and I will show you, the construction of them. It's pretty simple in the next clip. I'll show you how the studs are constructed. You just screw a regular nut all the way to the shoulder on the bolt, fender washer. That's what goes on top. That's all that goes on top. On the bottom is another fender washer, a lock washer, and a regular nut again. So here we go. There's the top portion, fender washer, lock washer, and regular nut. And then I'll tighten this one up. I'll show you one more, though I think it is pretty straightforward. So again, there's the top portion, which is bolt, nut, and fender washer, then a fender washer, then a lock washer, then a regular nut. Before trying it on the stairs, I wanted to make sure that this was going to work, as a regular truck bed ramp still, now that it's 10 feet long instead of 6.5 feet long. In a way, it was easier because it's not as steep, but you can see there's some sag and give. It still worked, though. I think it's still okay. My initial test on the stairs belongs on a blooper roll. You're going to see me come fairly close to falling down because those ramps start to move around. I got it up the stairs, but it wasn't comfortable, and I needed to solve the issue of having those ramps sliding around as I tried to use them up the stairs. The solution I came up with was just to rest a 2x4. It's not attached, it's just resting against the post for the stairs, and then I used the straps that were included in the Harbor Freight ramps to attach the ramps to that 2x4. Hopefully that'll keep them from moving around. This is real similar to what you would do if you put the ramps on a truck bed. And here's the acid test in real time. Plenty of traction. The ramps aren't sliding around, so it works well. Here I'm actually walking on top of the ramps. It's a little hard to find a way to have the footing, but it works okay. I can walk on top of them here because the stairs are actually supporting the ramps. If the stairs were not supporting the ramps, if they were just kind of up in the air, supported only by the top and bottom, I would not want my weight and the weight of the snowblower on those ramps at the same time. All right, so as you saw from that last clip, it works. You know, the snowblower gets up and down stairs. I think it's safe to use it. It takes a couple of minutes of setup, so I won't use it all the time. You know, when there's a little bit of snow, I'm not going to worry about it. But when we get a big heavy dump and I need to get that weight off the deck, I'll have a way of doing that. So I think that's a successful project. Thank you for watching so far. If you liked it, please hit the like button, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I've got other content like this, some outdoor projects, a lot of indoor woodworking shop projects for you to look at, as well as just some fun things that we do around the ranch with the horses and cows and whatnot around here. So thanks again for watching. Hope to see you soon. Bye.